What's up? Another garage video. I think this will be a part 2. Probably end that last one. Anyways, did a couple things between last one. We finalized the rear wheel. I put on the chain and new sprockets. Was rubbing a little bit on the frame, so I did cut out a piece of an old swing arm guard, and I gorilla taped it in place. So maybe that'll hold. It wasn't rubbing too bad, but just in case. I reattached the carburetor since that's been ultrasonically cleaned, and I had to make a custom fitting to this pod filter. Since the boot was missing and I didn't feel like looking for it, and also this cover, I was like, well, I guess we'll try out the pod filter. But this is like I believe a CV style carbs, or a vacuum actuated, because it has a vacuum diaphragm as well, I believe, which I don't know if that will affect it, but we will find out. So anyways, I also was working on, because I'm going to have to shorten the foot peg since this was for forward controls. So I cut here, that will be the length, and then I cut this piece off, and that's just going to go right on there for a nice mid-control length foot brake. And then for the foot pegs, this one I already cut. Actually, originally I cut it off of this mount where the kickstand was. So I shortened that up a little bit, used the spring, or I think it's a spring that was originally going to this, and that will go out here. Weld that in place. Then you obviously can remove the peg, and then I think that's where the shifter is going to go. I just have it bolted through the old linkage arm that I cut off, and that should be a good length. I might shorten it just a little bit, but we will see. But I think for now, though, I'm going to be mounting the stunt pegs on my Sportster for the cage I made. I finally got those in, so I got to drill and tap the holes in that, and I'm going to shorten that peg up and do the same tapping to that. So yeah, I think that's what we'll be doing. Moving the bike over made me definitely realize how badly I need to clean up these cases. I may get to that tonight, but it definitely needed. It's very oxidized and just overall bad shape. But you also get a little peek of the color that I'm going to change the bike to. Just tested out that plastic piece over the fuse box. Pretty similar to that guy. It's a little bit brighter orange, but not shooting for perfection. Alright, on to the Sportster. So we got I made the cage a long time ago, probably about a month ago, but waiting on these pucks that fit nicely, but I need to drill and tap holes so that way it doesn't contact the steel and it can actually slide. So basically I'm going to drill up to a, 13/64ths, so I can tap quarter 20 hole, and that way I can put in the set screws. So I'm going to start with a little, I don't even know what size, this very small bit. I already measured, made a sharp mark, and then center punched the mark where I need to drill it. So now should just be simple. Alright, camera stop. Anyways, I got the set screw, and I did slightly oversize this hole so it would fit the quarter 20. And let's see. Ratchet. And that looks good. Alright, I guess now I'll do the other ones. Probably in a time lapse. All right, next on the list is going to be trying to clean up all these cases of the engine, because I got the top pretty good just with basically just an attachment like this on the Dremel. Prime MX makes them. They're like Scotch-Brite wheels. So I'm going to go over as much as I can for a little bit tonight. Alright, that's what we got. Mostly just a roughing pass just to touch it all with the bigger wheel. So there's still some finer stuff, but it's looking so much better. That'll call it a night. Welcome back. Another day is here. Tonight's project, I think we're going to sand the front fender, get rid of some of these rust spots and get rid of the paint. Prime it, maybe throw the color on. I'm still waiting on the 2K clear coat. And then I think I want to go ahead and do this side of the engine cases, since I got the other side pretty well done. And then I may as well do the rear. I still got to weld a few spots on that before I take it off and paint it and sand it as well. Yeah, so let's get into sanding this fender. Alright, we're back. Time to prime. Not a whole lot of prep into this, and honestly could have been done a little bit better, but got it sanded down, underneath not so much. Just take out the rust, and then did the top up to 320. So we're just going to throw some primer on, help even out the color. So here we go. Alright, back doing some welding on the fender. I think this is the last of it. We will see though. Alright, last video of the evening. Primed the front fender, so I'll do some light sanding. Next time I get to this, grounded down the welds and then put some JB weld over just to fill some low spots because the fender was a little bit pushed up at one point. And then also in the rear, I ran out of welding rods, so I'll have to finish that one. But I'm going out of town for the weekend, so till next time.